Hey Shell Point, John High, your Academy Manager, back with you to talk about another exciting session we have coming up in our Academy. I am here with Dr. Melissa Butler, one of our favorites, to lead a session that's coming up. This session is going to be Tuesday, February 11th, starting at 10 o'clock in the Grand Cypress Room. The title is The Census, Shell Point, and You. Dr. Butler, tell us a little more about what we're going to talk about.
Sure, John. This is actually the second presentation that I've been doing on the census. Some people who came last fall may remember that I did a talk on the census, really focusing on what an innovation it was when the founders included it in the Constitution. Yeah. We were about the only place in the world that had ever done that in the modern era.
Really? Wow.
And so they were starting something brand new. I talked about why they wanted to do that, and there were two reasons. You know that the revolution was about taxation without representation. Well,
yes.
The census was the vehicle for making sure that taxation and representation got connected.
Connected, yes.
And
makes
so
sense.
the numbers that were going to be used in the census would be the numbers that would be used to figure out taxes. That's changed, but also to figure out representation, how many congressmen each state would get.
I'm remembering that back from my government class days.
There you go.
Good.
So anyway, that was what I did last time, and I looked at how the census evolved and how the questions have changed over the years. In some decades there were as many as 60 questions in the census.
Oh my goodness.
And now it's shrunk back, and as you'll see this time around there's only 9.
9.
And it's very simple and very quick to fill out. And I also looked last time at the technology. It used to be the case that the census was at the bleeding edge of technology.
Really?
The first private, or the first non-military UNIVAC computer was run by the census in 1950. And they also introduced the punch card, things that led to, because they weren't going to get the 1890 census counted before the year 2000 if they didn't figure out a better way to do it.
Makes sense.
Well, this time they're no longer on the bleeding edge of technology. This time around they're going to use iPhone 8s to collect census data. Well, that's not the edge, right?
Okay, yeah.
But
I think we're at 11 or something like that by now.
Yeah, but not the government. But anyway, it will be different this time around in terms of technology, because this time around it's going to be digital mainly. So people are going to be given a card and a code and then asked to go online or use their smartphones and answer the questions that way. So that's the biggest technological innovation this time around. So I'm going to talk in this lecture a little bit about the technology, a little bit about the questions. And last time people said, well, why did they ask that question? So this time I hope to be able to let people know why it is that they want to know your age, why it is that they want to know your race, why it is they want to know how people are related to you in a household. So we'll do a little bit about that. And also, some people have talked about the census as America's selfie. And what I'm going to try to do this time is not just do America's selfie, but do a little bit of Shell Point's selfie.
Interesting.
I went back and picked out the data for our census tract from 2000 and 2010. And so I'm going to be able to show people how our census tract is a little bit different from other census tracts. And then also how it might be used. How would government use the data about our census tract? How would businesses use the data about our census tract? If you, for example, have a census tract where the median age is 81.1, you're probably not going to open a daycare center.
A little different, yes. That makes sense.
So that's what I'll be doing in this, and then probably talking a little bit about some of the other issues surrounding the census, like, for example, making sure that everyone gets counted.
Yeah, that's important.
Protecting privacy.
Yeah, tell me a little more about that. Am I should I be worried about this? I'm online. I got a code. Is it just big government knowing where I'm at, or what do I do with that?
Well, we hope not. We hope not. We are assured. First of all, you will have a unique number, as I said, on your card, and I can't use your number. And you can't share your number, and everything really starts with that number, and that number is unique. Now, census data by law is protected. The 1950 census, the first one I appear in personally,
Okay.
will be released in 2022. So those data will be out,
Okay.
and you'll be able to find me in there at
Okay.
that point. But the data are protected till this time. It would be till 2092.
Okay.
Till the actual personal data is there.
Okay.
But we will know data. We will know information about the area where you live.
Oh, okay.
So we would know, for example, if you live in an area that's heavily Hispanic, we would know that, though we wouldn't know the exact people who live in that area.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
But individually, it's also against the law for somebody really to help you, to answer the census for you, unless that person is a government census taker, and they
Okay.
take an oath not to divulge the information that they get.
Yeah. So maybe how will we get our number? How will they contact us? Is that something that our Shell Point residents need to know about?
I hope not. I'm trying to find out a little bit more about that
Okay.
even at this time. But basically what happens is it runs on addresses. And
Okay.
Lee County would already have furnished to the government all of the household addresses
Okay.
in Lee County.
Okay.
And then there are other people who go around, and they're supposed to look for new construction.
Okay.
And find out if there's any new addresses that maybe
Okay.
Lee County missed.
Okay.
So you'll get a mailing to your home,
Okay.
just one.
Yes.
And it'll be for the head of the household. Well, they call him person number one now. And then the other persons in your household will fill out that one census form based on your household.
For your household.
Right.
Interesting. Well, Shell Point, I think you're going to want to be here for this session. A lot of good information that Dr. Butler is going to be sharing with us. Once again, the date is Tuesday, February 11th. Starting time is 10 a.m. In the Grand Cypress Room there over in the Woodlands, and you can sign up through our concierge desk. Look forward to see you there.